Are you selling or buying a home right here in the Reno Sparks area? Well, stay tuned because in today's video, we're breaking down the latest stats, charts, and trends in the Reno Sparks real estate market. Are higher inventory levels shifting the market dynamics, and what's happening with those interest rates? Could they be the game changer you've been waiting for? Well, join us as we explore these key insights and a whole lot more next on the Reno Sparks Real Estate Market Update Show, this time for August 2024. Let's go.
Assist to sell way smarter.
Now, before we dive into all of the great info and stats, this is for the Reno Sparks metro area only, and only includes single-family residential properties, basically condos, townhomes, and houses. No apartments, lots, land, commercial, etc. Now let's take a look at this chart real quick before we get started. On the top of these charts is going to be your main data point. Over on the right will be compared to, and it's usually year over year. So when you see a comparison, it's usually the previous year. Now you may see July 2023 because as I record this, it's early August. So we only have stats through the end of July. Even though it's the August update, these are through the end of July. So on the left side is the interest rate, and on the bottom is or are dates. Now we go back 10 years on most of these charts. And as you can see, we've been in a historically low interest rate environment until late 2021 into 2022 when we started to see interest rates creep up significantly. Now, why do mortgage or interest rates have such an impact on prices? I mentioned it before, it's mortgage payments. This is the estimated mortgage payments based on a closed price and the prevailing 30-year fixed rate mortgage at the time through July. What I want you to notice here is if you go back to 2014 all the way really through 2021 in the pandemic, the average mortgage payment for a home was roughly $2,000 and slightly less back in 2017. And why is that? Well, if you go back to mortgages, what happened? We saw interest rates drop significantly, which kept, even though prices were rising significantly, it kept a cap on affordability and on home payments because interest rates were dropping while prices were rising. Well, as interest rates started to rise significantly, as did prices, you started to see mortgage payments go up to today where we sit at $4,276 as an estimated mortgage payment for a median priced home here in the Reno Sparks area, which is up 7.4% compared to last year, what was $3,980. Now, what does all this mean for Reno and the median home price? Now, this median home price is for the Reno Sparks area combined. You'll find Reno is slightly higher, Sparks is slightly lower, but this is sort of a mix of the two. And as you can see on the left is the median price. On the bottom is roughly 10 years back from January 2014 all the way to January 2024 and actually present day. And as you can see, our median price is $569,000, which is 7.4% higher than last year, than July 2023. Let's take a look at active inventory. Now, active inventory just means the number of homes that are currently on the market. These are ones that you could go out and look at and purchase. They're sitting there, they've got signs in yards, and you can go purchase them. Right now, there's 1,239. Now, this is what I want you to notice here. 24.1% higher than this time last year. However, we're still not back to normal active inventory levels. And as you can see back in these charts 10 years ago, you'll see a peak right here in these charts. Almost every single time they peak around the same time, which is middle of the year, which is usually our market almost always peaks between June, July, and August is when we have peak active inventory. And then we see it fall off as we close out the year and get into the fall selling season. And then of course the winter, things really slow down significantly. So we're starting to get back to normal levels, but we're not quite there yet. But the story starts to get a little more interesting when you start breaking down active inventory by price. The left side is the total number of homes. On the bottom is the different price ranges. So it goes from 100 to 200, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on, all the way up to $1.5 million plus. Now, if you start looking at active inventory by price, you can see, and what I want to point out is this higher end price range. You have a significant amount of inventory at $1 million plus. Most of your inventory is between the 4 to 6 to 650, 700 range is where the bulk of your inventory is. Now let's look at new listings. Now you're probably asking, what's the difference between new listings and active? Well, these are just the number of listings that came on the market for the month of July, just the month of July. Now, a lot of these homes may have sold already and are no longer on the market. So we're up 5% compared to this time last year, which is a good thing, at 663. But as you can see, again, just as I mentioned before, you can see the peak of new listings generally happens right around June, July, August. So you can already see we already peaked and we're starting to fall off levels. Now let's look at new listings by price. And as you can see, not as many new listings coming on at 1 million to 1.5 million plus, but still a significant number. Most of the new listings are coming on between that 4 to 650, 700 range. Now, closed sales. These are the homes that actually sold in July. 519 actually sold. So that's down 1.7% compared to last year where we had 528. So when you see rising inventory levels, as you can see actives rising, but you see falling closed sales numbers, which are down, when you start to see that spread widen, in other words, you have more actives and solds falling, actives rising, that tends to put pressure on prices. But here's where the story really gets interesting. This is closed by price. And I want you to notice down here, the $1 million plus range, very few sales. This is the 20 sale number right here. We're just over 20, 25 sales in each of those two categories. The majority of sales are taking place between the 4 to 600, 650 range again. Now, if I compare the closed sales, how many closed in July versus new listings, you can see are significant. But if you all go all the way back to active listings, you can see there's hundreds of active listings, $1 million plus, and only 30 or 40 sales. Now, we're not seeing that on the lower end price ranges yet, but we could start to see that happen in the coming months. And the last chart I want to share with you is months inventory or supply. This just means the number, how long it would take to sell through the active inventory. Meaning if I've got 1,500 homes on the market and the market normally sells 500 or 500 are sold per month, that would be 3 months of inventory. The good news is we are approaching more stable, more normalized market conditions. We're not quite there yet. If you are in a price range and you're selling your home, and let's say your home is under 650, you still have a very good chance of selling and selling well. However, it's not going to be like it was back in 2020, 21, 22, and so on, with extremely low interest rates. And you had, multiple offers, multiple showings. We're not in that environment anymore. However, we are not seeing prices fall all that much, especially in those price ranges. Now, if you're in the upper end price range, what I mean by upper end is your 650, 700 and above is when it starts to fall off. You have a lot of inventory in those price ranges. A lot of new construction is 650, 700 and above, so you're competing against new construction. And you have very few sales. Sales are starting to fall off significantly in those price ranges. So if you are in those upper end price ranges, now is the time to sell. Now is the time to get aggressive and make sure you're priced really, really well. But of course, if you have any questions or concern, the best thing to do is reach out to a licensed real estate professional, much like the pros over here at Assist to Sell. Your home sold for only $49.95. Look, in today's market, regardless if it's up or down or otherwise, it makes no sense to spend too much money on real estate commissions, because that's money right out of your pocket and your equity. When you have a company like Assist to Sell that gives you absolutely full service, meaning your home is in the MLS, it's shown, it's advertised, all the paperwork is done, everything you need to make sure you get the best value for your home going forward. But not only that, your proceeds and the check you get at closing is much, much larger thanks to our low flat fee $49.95 sales model. So if you want to find out what your home might be worth in today's market, a great place to start is right here on our website. You can see it front and center. You can click on the Find Out Now button right here. Super simple. Put in your address. We'll pull an automated report. They tend to be pretty darn accurate, but we'll also follow it up with a more detailed report to give you more specifics on your property. And of course, if you have any questions about the local market, is it a good time to sell, what your home may sell for, maybe thinking of buying a home, don't hesitate to reach out. Give us a call, shoot us an email, visit 4renohomes.com or call us at 775-688-6060. We look forward to hearing from you real soon. And regardless of what you choose to do going forward, we wish you nothing but the best. We'll see you next time on the Reno Sparks Real Estate Market Update Show. Bye-bye.
Assist to Sell, way smarter.